If you would like to see this episode before my reaction, head on over to Roosterteeth.com and click on Start Your Free Trial. You can become a first member, and you can get all the benefits of becoming a first member, or you can scroll to the bottom and click on Free Membership. This will make an account on the website, which you can see episodes 1 week before they hit YouTube, and if you become a first member, you can see episodes the day of release. So, thanks for watching, and enjoy the reaction. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Chapter 2 of Volume 4. I'm sticking with the same kind of schedule thing that Roosterteeth put out, so you'll be seeing this a week after Chapter 2 is released, because that's the way they would like it to be now, so I'm sticking with that. So I hope you guys enjoyed Chapter 1 of my reaction and / review that I did afterwards. I'll be doing the same thing in this episode too as well. So after I watch this episode, I'll try to jump into a discussion with a couple people, and just talk about the episode pretty much. Super excited, because basically my assumption is going to be this episode is all about Weiss and, that kind of thing, like Atlas and like Weiss and everything like that, and then next episode will either be between Yang or Blake, and then, you know, they will have their episode together. Well, not together, but like, next would be like, for example, Blake, and then episode or chapter 4 would be about like Yang, or you know, whatever, something like that, and then it'll probably go back to Ruby or like that. Like it would be interesting to have an episode dedicated to each one of the girls first, and then kind of jump around from there, just to kind of show what each of the girls are doing currently. Also, I just noticed on my camera, if my face is all like blown out, like it looks like all like it's totally like bright and everything, the sun is doing weird stuff. Like if I turn my extra light off, it's not as bad, but then all of a sudden it'll go behind a cloud and it'll be like really dark in my room. So that's why I have the second light here. I'm gonna keep the light on, just in case, you know, that it goes behind a cloud or something like that, but it is kind of weird. Anyway, super freaking excited for Chapter 2. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Here we go. We get to see the intro again, which I am super... I like the visuals a lot. The visuals are really, really good. Also, the song talks about, like, you know, it used to be a fairy tale kind of thing. Also, Crow, and then possibly Raven right there. Possible brother, Ironwood, Papa Schnee. I did this in my opening breakdown already, but yeah. Blake's family, my prediction. My original thought was Tying transformed. Not the case. My guess is those two people are gonna go after, like if they're like kind of like Atlas, or not Atlas, part of Adam's like strike force kind of thing, strike team. Tyrion battle. Adam. Someone said, I just want to pause right here, just want to show, someone did say in my Chapter 1, or not Chapter 1, but opening video, that this doesn't look like a summoning, glyph. It looks like, you know, just like a glyph. I'm not sure. I'll have to, I tend to forget what the summoning glyph looks like, but, it does seem like she's trying to summon, like, the Guardian again, or the Knight, whatever we're gonna call him. But yeah, I wanted to point it out. Ranger, love the armor still. Crow flying around. I wonder if Raven will be in this. I really want her to be. Whoa! Alright, here we go. Mirror, mirror. Cool statues. KD2. Nice. Oh, there's a brother. I'm full on believing it's a brother now.
Good afternoon, sister.
It is.
Out of your room for a change.
Hello, Whitley. You're in a cheery
Whitley.
mood today.
Interesting.
Klein made crepes for breakfast.
What do you want?
I heard Father shouting with someone in his study earlier.
Your
Ironwood?
mother?
No, she's already drinking in the garden. I think it was a man.
Ironwood.
I just wanted to warn you. I heard he had asked to speak with you.
Whitley.
I'll
It's a
be
weird
fine.
name.
I know you will. You're strong, like winter.
You never liked winter.
True, but you can't deny her resolve.
You seem different.
And you've been gone. I'll have you know I didn't stop growing while you were away at Beacon. Anyway, good luck with Father.
That's a cool picture. Show it.
Thank you.
Show it fully. I want to see it. Please. Yes. Yeah. Nice. That's a cool photo. Pyrrha. Oh my god. Oh jeez, Ruby. That's hardcore.
So the next town is... Uh-huh. We're lost.
We're not lost. The next town is Shion. My family used to visit it all the time.
Oh yeah. Don't you have like 4 sisters?
7?
7.
Yeah.
You know, that actually explains a lot.
Wait, what do you mean?
So, what did you guys do there?
Oh, all sorts of stuff. Over here is a great hiking trail, and over here is where we went camping all the time. I got my own tent because I was special. Also, so my sisters would stop braiding my hair.
Didn't like the look?
Yeah, they just kept doing pigtails, but personally I think I'm more of a warrior's wolf tail kind of guy.
That's just a ponytail.
I stand by what I said.
Guys?
It's getting dark. Oh snap. Wait, is this the same town as they were in? It looks like it's the same town. Or the village or whatever.
There could be survivors.
Over here!
Ren, jeez. Had purpose.
Huntsman.
What happened? Who killed all of these people?
Bandits. The whole tribe.
Bandits.
With all the panic.
Grim.
Crashed airship. There's an airship there.
All right, we can get him to the next village and try to find a doctor there.
Yeah, Red and I can take turns carrying him.
I don't know if he'll make it.
He will. He has to.
If we get going now, his chances will be better. I can run ahead and look for help.
Guys,
Too late. That sucks.
Should we bury him?
we should go. It's not safe here.
Ren,
Man, Ren's hit is hard. Jeez.
it'll be okay.
I'm just tired of losing everything.
Is that a elephant, perhaps? Footprint?
I'm not talking about the good of my company. I'm talking about the good of Atlas, our entire kingdom.
That is a load of garbage and you know it.
I beg your
Ironwood.
pardon.
Jacques, will you please just hear me out?
You are
Yeah?
a trusted friend and ally to this family, James. But what you're suggesting is absurd.
You are blowing it out of proportion.
The council will never agree to it.
You forget. I hold 2 seats on the council.
Your dust embargo has already cost me millions. I can promise you I have not forgotten.
So this is about you. Miss Schnee, my apologies. I should have been gone by now.
It's okay.
We'll continue this at another time.
Indeed. Klein can show
Just
you out.
embargo.
Don't worry, I know the way.
Yeah, Ironwood looks rough.
Until next time, Jock.
But he still has power on the council still.
Please know, you'll always have a home at Atlas Academy, Miss Schnee. We'll be back in session before you know it.
Interesting. So they're not in session right now.
Did you forget your manners while you were away?
No, Father. I'm sorry.
Can you believe there are still people in the world that blame Atlas for what happened to Beacon? To Vale?
Well, they weren't there.
To wonder Ironwood wasn't stripped of his rank. I suppose the council trusts him, for better or worse.
I trust him.
She was there.
Thanks to him, Atlas is forbidden from exporting dust to other kingdoms. A precautionary measure, as he puts it, until we're certain no one is going to declare war. How
Interesting.
anyone could possibly find that to be sound logic is beyond me. Which is why the Schnee Dust Company will be holding a charity concert in the coming weeks. We need to show the people of Remnant that we are on their side. That we are all victims of the fall of Beacon.
That's wonderful news.
Might work.
I know. And I think it would make a lot of people happy if you performed at the event.
Yay!
Excuse me?
Many forget that you were there. My own daughter, a Schnee, on the grounds defending another kingdom. We need to remind them. And we need to show them that the Schnee family is just as strong as ever.
Yeah, he's in it just for himself.
Are you asking me if I'd like to sing or telling me?
Telling you.
I think it would make a lot of people happy.
Yep. He's that kind of father.
I'll start practicing.
That's my girl.
God, that smile.
Hot coffee, Miss Schnee? I always find he keeps his study dreadfully cold.
Thank you, Klein.
You know,
Klein's one of the good guys.
I think it's to balance out all his hot air.
Klein?
Apologies, madam.
That's a cool power.
There's my happy little snowflake.
That's really cool. Can you just change his eyes, or is he just like other semblances we've seen where he can? Ruby. Aww. She's just getting used to it at this point. That sucks. At first, I'm thinking it's maybe a recording that John's listening to. You can hear Pira's voice. It
All
is.
right, John. Just like we practiced. Follow these instructions.
Shield up. Keep your grip tight. Don't forget to keep your front foot forward.
Oh, that's cool.
Ready? Go. Again. And again.
Nice.
Okay. Now, assuming you aren't cheating, we can take a break.
That's
I know
really cool.
This can be frustrating. And it can feel like so much effort to progress such a small amount. But I want you to know that I'm proud of you. I've never met someone so determined to better themselves.
Aw.
You've grown so much since we started training. And I know this is just the beginning. Jean, I want you to know that I'm just happy to be a part of your life.
This is definitely before she
I'll always be here for you, Jean.
showed her affection to him.
All right, Jean. Just like we practiced. Follow these instructions.
I wonder when she sent that.
Shield up.
I would definitely
Grip tight.
love to know, just like
Don't
a
forget to keep your front foot
timeline
forward.
sort of thing.
Ready? Go. Again.
Definitely improved. So that shockwave that came out. Oh, there you go. That's a cool character. It's definitely different than what we've seen. It's a cool shot. Papa Schnee. Very, very cool. Oh, we actually got to see some names there. That's cool. So I'll definitely jump back there after we finish this. Ironwood. Yeah, he's all like, you know, rough and everything. I like his suit underneath though. It's cool. Papa Schnee library office. And it. I do like that outro. It's pretty good. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump back because I wanted to look at the names. So Whitley Schnee, Howard Wang, Pira, Ruby, Sean, Norder, Lyran. Dying Huntsman is Alejandro Sabe. Alejandro. I apologize. Jason Douglas. There you go. James Ironwood, and Klein is J. Michael Tatum, something like that. I apologize for reading those names wrong, but it's pretty cool. And then of course music and all that stuff. Sweet. So yeah, in a second we'll jump into a discussion, but I wanted to kind of tell my thoughts about the episode so far. I'm trying to find a picture where like a good place is just to stop and like have up. Ooh, this might be a good picture here. Nope. There we go. That's a good picture. So we haven't seen Mama Schnee. There you go. But it seems like the boy, the brother, it seems like he may be following in Papa Schnee's footsteps. So I guess we'll see in later. I mean, he doesn't seem to be like mean to Weiss at all, but I don't know. I think we'll definitely need to see more of him. Yeah, it just seems like, I don't know. It's hard to tell. We only had like one conversation with him so far, so it's hard to kind of pinpoint his personality. But you can definitely see Winter and Weiss both have like kind of like a grin, like a frown, eyes up or eyebrows up kind of thing, like they don't want to be there. And Winter kind of like clutching her dress a little bit, and then the brother just a little kind of smile kind of thing. So, and then of course the mom not smiling. So I think that picture tells a lot about the family. So it'll be interesting to see the mom, and more the brother definitely, and more Papa Schnee, of course. So next episode looks like it may be possibly more Ruby. Maybe it might jump to one of the other girls. I would love to have a jump to the other girls for next episode. But I do like the fact that it's in a way it's slowly jumping between like Weiss and then Ruby, because like in the first episode it was just Ruby and like team Witch. So it was just kind of jumping. It jumped once between that, like these Salem's team Witch, and then it switched to Ruby, going throughout her whole thing. And then this episode was all about Weiss, and then it kind of flip-flopped between Weiss and Ruby, like, so I think we're slowly getting to the point where we're going to be switching between all four of the girls at once, each episode. So this episode was 14 and a half minutes long, so it's shorter than the first episode, which we knew already, but I don't know, 14 is a good amount, I think. I would love for 20, but 14 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever. I think that's a good solid time to kind of get the story across, kind of thing. But yeah, we learned a lot this episode with Papa Schnee and everything, and what he still thinks of Weiss and everything, and he just is using her in a way. So, yeah. So, I'm going to jump into a discussion. I don't know who's going to be there, because I'm getting to this a little bit late today. It's already noon, or 1 o'clock, actually, my time. So, I don't know who's around, but we'll try to get into call with somebody. So, yeah. Tune in next week for Chapter 3, which is technically Chapter 4. Or no. Yes. When Chapter 4 comes out, you'll see... No. So confused. When Chapter 3 comes out, you'll see this episode. When Chapter 4 comes out, you'll see Chapter 3. My Chapter 3 reaction. So complicated. A week after the chapters aired, is what I'm getting at. So, yeah. So, yeah. Thanks for taking it out, people who are gonna just want my reaction. And my thoughts of the episode. Like I said, stick around if you want to see the whole discussion. That'll be next. So, yeah. Without further ado, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next episode. See ya. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chapter 2, Volume 4 of RWBY Discussion. Joining me today, we have BuildLancer, who does a little bit of reactions himself as well, including AMV content and all that good stuff, so go check him out in the links in the description below, as well as ShadowHawk as well joining us, who also does AMV content and a bunch of other really cool stuff. Actually,
her name doesn't say ShadowHawk.
Huh?
Huh?
I said her name doesn't say ShadowHawk.
It is for me.
But it is my name. It's...
I nickname all you guys because you guys keep changing your names constantly.
Oh, I just want to see our
my
current
name
names.
because Remnant tells me to.
There's like 6 people in the Skype chat that has like Remnants like phrase like just constantly. So I just nicknamed everybody.
It's like me, Cry, Remnant, and Chaos.
Yeah. So
I could do it too if you want.
yeah, I nicknamed all you guys so that way, like, mentally, like, I know who people are. But yeah, so I really liked your stream highlight thing that you made. That was really funny. I liked that a lot. So Chapter 2. This mainly focuses on Weiss. Got to see a bunch of stuff with Weiss and her family and everything, and we actually get to see her family for the first time.
And some of her house also.
and her massive house. Yeah.
Papachi.
Actually, I think that was the guest house only.
Of course.
We got to see a lot of cool
Probably even
statues.
bigger than what we saw as well.
Yeah, we got to see a lot of cool statues and like kind of murals and like there's a part where Weiss is kind of going through like a bunch of rooms and you see like a piano and like all these like big fancy stuff and a big King Taijiti statue with the two heads and everything like intertwining kind of stuff. That was really cool thing to see. And we got to see her brother Whitley.
Who is a jackass?
Who I don't know how to feel about him yet because we only had one scene with him so far. He seems
like
he
gives off
like
that
stuff
impression
really
just from the way he
himself.
talks.
Yeah,
Really snobby,
yeah. He's definitely kind of like that highborn kind of like kind of feel to him.
I'm
From what I
better
could
than
see in
all
the
of
family
you.
picture, it was like only the guys were happy. Him and the dad were the only ones that were
The
happy. In
dad
that
wasn't
picture.
smiling though. Dad was just being serious. Whitley was the only person in that picture who was actually smiling.
Maybe he caused them to do something.
Because Winter and Weiss were both like kind of sad and like their eyebrows were up, like they were kind of like not wanting to be there. And then the mom was kind of just like there. She wasn't happy to be there
I've
either.
done this so many times.
Yeah, so the only person that was happy to be there was the son and Whitley, and then Papa Schnee was just there being, his serious self. So
See, that's how full of himself he is. He loves himself so much, he's happy to have photos taken.
My dog is just like whining at me.
But yeah, I'm not sure how to feel about Whitley yet. We definitely need to see more of him before I can get a general feel for what his personality is. Because right now he seems like he wants to either like mess with Weiss to some degree, but like not like maliciously. Like
he's the brother that just screws with you, kinda.
Yeah.
Because even
his,
Weiss
like support in here, it doesn't seem like wholehearted.
Yeah, because even Weiss was saying how he never liked Winter. And then he said he acknowledged her strength, like her power and what she could do and everything, but he never said.
I think he doesn't like her because she was able to get away from the father.
Yeah,
he never denied not liking Winter. So yeah. So I would like to see more of him with being like his genuine like nature, like not like trying to sneeze his way.
Appear nice.
Yeah, exactly. So I definitely want to see more of him.
Just how he naturally is, kind of.
Yeah, I'm gonna see Ironwood and Jacques Schnee, or Papa Schnee, have a little discussion. Apparently, Ironwood holds 2 seats on the council, which is interesting.
Awesome.
He hasn't said yet if it is his doing why they're on the council, or if they're just friends of Ironwood and help him out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, also we don't know how many members of the council there are, so having 2 seats doesn't really weigh into how many people there are. I mean, if you think of that one scene with
I think like we saw the council in like in like one of the episodes, like all of them standing there.
Yeah, and there was like
we saw where the shadows, but we still saw them.
How many were there? 4, 3?
I think so, something like that. Like it was a small number, so he controls like at least half of the council.
At least half, yeah. Or at least half are on his side, and not like, because like there's 2 ways of doing it. Because like they could be in his pocket, where he can just be like, vote for this, don't vote for that, kind of thing. Or they can just be friends of his, and they'll just kind of.
I think he actually is on the council, though.
I don't know.
And did Osmond have a seat also? And is that why he has 2 now, or?
I would presume Osmond would have a seat because I don't know if it actually relates. Never mind.
I'm not sure. Well, because when I consider like the council, I think of like the Atlas Council. Like each kingdom has their own council, kind of thing. And the council that was talking with Ozpin, I would probably guess that's like a kind of all-around council, because that was all about.
I think that's what they were talking about, though, because it was like they were talking about barring like dust trade on all countries.
Yeah.
Or all kingdoms, I mean.
Yeah, Atlas can't trade. with other countries.
I think that's why he was like doing that, like, because then it would also hurt each kingdom as well.
Yeah. But yeah, so you got to see kind of a heated discussion about that, and then of course Weiss kind of walks in and the door closes behind her, which is a funny scene. And then
shit hit the fan.
Ironwood still seems pretty nice. I never thought of him being like an evil kind of person. He's always been like a genuine like good person. He just has like kind of like that hardcore kind of ideals. Things. Yeah. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how that pans out in the future. And then we got to see a scene between Weiss and Papa Schnee about what he has to, or what he wants to do for like a fundraiser kind of goodwill hunting kind of thing, and wants her to sing there. And my reaction was was pretty funny because it was like when Weiss asks, "Are you asking me or telling me?" And I genuinely was like, "Yeah, he's telling you." And then like he said it, like he's like, "It'll be a good heart if you do," kind of thing. I'm like, "Yep, exactly." So Papa Schnee basically in it for his own gains, pretty much, like using his family to better the company.
Any tool at his disposal as he sees it.
Exactly. Yeah. So which that's actually brings me to the voices for the characters. The people who voice Whitley and Jacques, they both do a bridge series. Their IMDB, which I will link in the description below as well. The person who voices Whitley, Jesus Christ, his name is Howard Wang, or Wong. He voices characters in Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Sword Art Online Abridged, and is also the writer and editor and sound designer for Attack on Titan Abridged.
Wow!
So like
he held some power.
Yeah, and then the voice of Jacques Schnee. Whoa! Hold on a second. Hold on. Everything stop. Hello, everybody. Future me here. That's me over there. My past self. He made the mistake of not reading the credits of the episode correctly, and mistook two people for each other, kind of thing. So Alejandro is not the voice of Jacques Schnee. That right goes to Jason Douglas, who is the actual voice of Jacques Schnee. Alejandro is the voice of the dying huntsman that Ranger tries to help in the destroyed village. So since I didn't talk about this in the discussion because I messed up the names and everything, I will read through real quickly what Jason Douglas has done, just for those of you who may know some of his work. So he's been in a huge number of things dating back to 1983, including TV shows, games, and other videos of that assortment, including Deus Ex: Invisible War, Sin City, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, including also Full Metal Alchemist the movie Conqueror of Shambhala, or Shambhala, Prison Break, Friday Night Lights, Devil May Cry, D. Gray Man, Soul Eater. He played King Cold in Dragon Ball Z Kai. He also played Barris in Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods, or Battle of Gods movie. He also played in Duke Nukem Forever. He is the Psycho Krieg guy in Borderlands 2. He's also in Breaking Bad, Attack on Titan. He's also Ares in Smite, and he plays in multiple shows for Ghost in the Shell, including actual walk-on role for the Walking Dead TV show. So he plays a ton of roles, and I didn't want to overshadow him whatsoever. He is a fantastic, fantastic person, and I'm so sorry that Past Me messed it up. So go blame Past Me for that. I am super sorry, and without further ado, let my past self continue explaining what Alejandro has done, and then we'll get back into the discussion. So once again, sorry. Is Alejandro Sab. I still don't know how to pronounce his name.
Alejandro.
There you go. He also voices multiple characters in Sword Art Online Abridged. Helsing Ultimate
We must
abridged,
save my family.
Throne of Atlas abridged, Young Justice abridged, and also voices a character for Yandere Simulator as generic male student.
Oh wow!
And like a bunch of other things too. Those are the things that I listed off that were like, you know, the abridged series, whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of abridged.
But also we got to find out Klein, the butler, what his voice actor is. And that's Michael Tatum, Michael Tatum, whatever. He's a legit voice actor. Like, oh my god, the stuff that he does. Okay, so just listing off just some of the stuff that he does like a ton of stuff. But Dragon Ball Z, the legit edition, like of Dragon Ball Z, 3 characters in One Piece, Full Metal Alchemist, Fairy Tail, Attack on Titan, Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse game, the Battleborn game, Killing Floor 2 game, including like 50 other things that he does. He's a major voice actor.
Oh my god.
He is awesome. He's up there with like the voice of Crow, like Vic, because he's
I want them to get Crispin Freeman in this.
Yeah, he's up there in like terms of like, you know, the best voice actors of all time kind of thing.
Yeah.
If they could get Crispin Freeman, that would be awesome, right?
I would, yeah. It would be super
Morgan
awesome to
Freeman.
see like a lot of the top voice actors kind of jump in. But yeah, so speaking of the butler though, what'd you guys think of his little eye change thing?
Someone pointed out on Facebook that he represents the 7 dwarves.
Yes. Yes, he does.
That's why his eyes change.
Yeah, so the red eye one is him being grumpy, the grumpy dwarf, and then of course Sneezy, we saw that Sneezy, and then Happy Dwarf and that kind of thing. So I love that. That's super cool. Snow White and the 7 dwarves, basically. Weiss being the Snow White, and then the butler Klein being the 7 dwarves as a whole.
Actually, I like Klein more than I like Shopkeep.
Well, yeah, because like Shopkeep is just kind of like that background kind of like joke character that kind of shows up anywhere.
He's just everywhere.
Well, actually, in a sense, he shows up more in like, of course, like the Chibi universe, as like that's like the main joke, because like he just kind of shows up everywhere. But in the actual show, he has shown up on multiple occasions, doing multiple kind of jobs and stuff. But you can kind of see like the line that he goes down, because like he used to be a dust shop owner, and then he reopened a dust shop, and then that got broken into and destroyed and stuff. So then he left the dust shop up like job, and he
He was also a simple ramen or something.
A simple walk. Yeah, he went to the noodle business, and then he's there right now. We saw him multiple times in the noodle shop. So and that hasn't gone wrong for him yet.
Noodle shop relocated into Vital Center.
So it'll be really cool to see more of Klein, because his personality is really awesome, and he seems like a bigger role to Weiss as a father figure than Papa Schnee is to her, of course. I said it in my reaction too, but
like forceful, and I feel like Weiss can like incline more trust in Klein than she can her own father.
Yeah, it typically in stories like this, how like they have like, you know, butlers and like, you know, household help. The staff is more of a family to the kids than the parents would ever be. Because the staff is always around, they're always there, like, you know, talking with the kids and like interacting with them.
Whereas
the family
like,
is always off
fairy
doing
tale
stuff.
vibes here.
And stuff.
Exactly, yeah,
right?
fairy tale vibes, yeah. With
I need to watch Fairy Tale.
With Lucy
dare
and her
you.
family.
You're subscribed to him and you don't watch Fairy Tale.
I do. I need to watch it.
Yeah, I'm caught up with the dubs right now, and I watched some episode 1 all the way to 252 or 253. I can't remember what episode it is, but yeah. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see more of the characters, like more staff maybe, not just the butler, but like, you know, Weiss in the Chibi universe was talking about how she has like multiple Yeah, the cake butler. Yeah, but I was actually wondering. I wonder if that is Klein, but in his like one of the other forms, like his doc form or dopey form. Turning his eyes like constantly to be like different people, kind of thing.
Yeah.
What if he is all the butlers, but he just has different personalities for each butler?
Exactly.
What if they all like conjoin at night or something?
Oh God, that's how they use the dust.
They all wake up separate. Like, whoa, what happened?
But yeah, that would be really cool to see all 7 of his personalities. Of course, I don't think they're actually his personalities. I think he just kind of does it just for like as a joke or like to cheer up Weiss, kind of thing.
Maybe he actually developed personalities by cheering up Weiss all those years.
Well, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of like playing the role. The red eyes is always the grumpy one, kind of thing, or that kind of thing. Yeah, Sneezy was always sneezing, that kind of thing. But yeah, it'd be cool to see the rest of them.
Didn't he change his personalities every time he sneezed?
No, he went red eyes to kind of make the joke about Papa Sneeze's office being cold. And he's like, maybe it's because the hotel is hot air kind of stuff. And then he immediately sneezed and went into his blue eye state, which was the sneezy dwarf. And then he sneezed a couple more times, and then he switched back to his yellow eye state, which I would assume would either be happy or bashful, maybe happy.
Bashful. He seems really outgoing and enthusiastic.
Yeah, or maybe he's just like his default state. maybe the yellow eye is just like his. Yeah.
We gotta look up who the yellow dwarf was.
Yeah.
Google it.
Because I know there's dopey, doc, grumpy, bashful, sleepy, sneezy, happy. Those are the 7 dwarfs. So maybe happy. I don't know. Anyways, so after that, we got to see a very, very freaking cool like nightmare sequence. From RWBY.
I got the feels.
It was very heavy. Like that scene. Also the very end, as well, where she had the second
RWBY will
nightmare.
never get John now.
But the 2 nightmare sequences were very well done. They were super, super well done. Because the first one appeared, and that was heavy in itself. Of like RWBY kind of like reliving the moment Pyrrha died kind of thing.
Like the past haunts her and stuff.
Yeah, and then the second nightmare happened, and it was just like Pyrrha yelling Jean, and then we realized then is because every night Jean has been going off on his own and training with the recording of Pyrrha.
Recording of Pyrrha.
So that's like really heavy. Like the reason why she's having nightmares is because she has a constant reminder in the background of like Pyrrha telling John how to fight, and like she's like kind of her brain's like attacking her like at left and right, which is interesting. But John has improved like heavily. Damn, he did shockwaves when he slices the air. Also, there's I was in a live stream with MurderofBirds when he did his review of Chapter 2, and he pointed out something that I missed watching it. But there was a bunch of little bits around where Jean was, where like there was like trees cut down and like that kind of thing. Which I didn't notice until like I watched the live stream with Murder, that I realized that too as well. But yeah, that is pretty interesting that like he might have cut a whole tree down kind of thing, just like practicing.
Yeah.
Because like swinging in air is like good and everything, but you're not actually hitting anything, so you're not getting like
you don't
that.
see if what you're doing is effective or not.
Yeah, so testing it on trees and stuff is like a good a good test of your skill.
Does that mean y'all are ready for the feels on the next episode?
Not at all.
Well, in
if
what
we're
terms?
going in order, it looks like it might be Blake next.
I want to see her family.
I do too. Yeah. I love how when I said that to the group, I was like it's gonna be mom and dad of Blake, and everybody in the call currently they're like, it's not their mom, it's not their dad. I'm like, come on.
Rewatching the opening a few times, I do think it's your mom. But
exactly.
Like,
yeah.
The first time I watched it, I feel really bad because I thought it was like her little brother or something.
Yeah, her dad is huge. Like he's I was trying to pinpoint what animal he could be because he's definitely a faunus because he got that like at the body hair kind of stuff. But
he could be a puma.
A werewolf.
A werewolf that could be a thing.
Puma. A real running joke in Roosterteeth.
Because like you know how faunus usually have one trait of the animal that they're part of. So like you know Blake has the cat ears, just like her mom. Her mom's got cat ears too. That's
what I was saying. Maybe he's some kind of cat, like a puma.
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be the same species. They can be mixed breeds.
That's why Sun likes her.
But like maybe her dad has like a tail or you know something that we're not seeing like right.
Yeah, just like hidden.
Yeah, or maybe the chest hair is an indication of it. I don't know. I mean, they can go really in depth. You know, go like mythological creatures, as like their faunus thing. But yeah.
Maybe his like actual size is also just the indication itself.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah.
Think of like any really really big animal.
Yeah. Yeah. So I do hope we get to see Blake's episode next. I've said it before in my discussions and my reactions and stuff too, but I do think they're gonna do that kind of thing. Like episode 1 was focused on Ruby. Episode 2 was you know Weiss with a little bit of Ruby and everything mixed in. And then episode 3 will be Blake, and then episode 4 will be Yang, and then after that,
I'm not young.
And then after episode 4 or chapter 4, whatever, it'll be like a mix between all 4 of the girls, kind of like intertwining with each other.
As they slowly converge on each other.
Well, I don't know if they're gonna converge.
I think they'll probably like meet up like in the second to last episode this season.
Well, see, I think they're going to. That far, I think they're going to fight the same battle but in different parts of the world. So like because Salem's group's huge now. So with Hazel going to the White Fang leader, we could definitely see that like Yang might actually go after Adam and then like you know intertwine with Hazel, so like Yang versus Hazel kind of thing. And then Ruby versus
that crazy guy.
What was his name?
Tyrion. There you go.
Tyrion, yeah.
Ruby versus Tyrion. That's like a fight that's hinted at in the opening. And then let's see. Weiss. I mean, no one's really going to Atlas yet, but
Watts.
Watts is going to Mistral.
Yeah.
Okay, so when Ruby run into him also?
In a way, yeah. I mean, there's 2 members there. So
it'll be like Jean fighting him, maybe.
I think that's true, yeah. But Blake, I don't. Maybe White Fang kind of stuff there.
Maybe Blake and Yang will run into each other when they're from tracking down Adam, maybe.
Because I could definitely see Blake going after Adam herself. Just like you know, going after him, taking them out because it's her responsibility because she let it happen, kind of stuff. Like that's like her mental like state.
We saw a bit of that in the opening as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
I remember seeing a thing that showed like when Yang and Ruby finally catch up. Yeah, Yang and Ruby like it was like a little comic, and so it was like Yang and Ruby, Yang, Ruby, Yang. Like Yang's all pissed off, clutching her fist and getting ready to punch Ruby. She's like, "Oh, sugar honey iced tea."
God. So okay, what else did we miss? I forgot to go through the episode. Oh yeah, the village that was destroyed. By the bandit / grim attack that the Team Ranger caught up to. The first sign of like legit death of the show, of like a town being destroyed and like bodies everywhere.
And the huntsman slowly dying in front of them.
And the huntsman, yeah. So that was pretty brutal. That like hit the team hard too. Like everyone took it differently.
I feel like Ren took it like harder than the rest of the team did.
Yeah, he did.
Ren and Nora, because Nora seemed off when it happened also.
Ren the most. I think Nora just was off because Ren gave off that vibe.
Well, Nora was being very like
realistic,
straightforward, right? Yeah, realistic with it. She was saying he's not going to make it, kind of thing. And I think Ren was sort of in that state too, like he's not going to make it, kind of thing. So that's why he was like, he kind of walked off, and he was like put his hands up like this. He's like, kind of thing, like you know what to do.
I think it's because they probably seen this before, like they're from a small village, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, we never got to see Ren's kind of mission village thing that they're going to go off of on Volume 2, when like all the students went off to do their huntsman missions. They were going to go to a small village and like help out there and everything, but we never got to see that. But that was on the main continent though of Zale. That wasn't the Mistral village. So like this wouldn't be their village at all like that. But
yeah.
But yeah, like, it still hit hard for them. So
I'm just saying, like, what if they're from Mistral or something? Is what I'm saying. Like,
I don't know. Well, I mean, yeah, they never actually talked about where they're from, so they could literally be from anywhere. Yeah, Ruby and Jean both, of course, want to help every little step of the way, kind of thing. So
they're still innocent.
Ruby wanted to run ahead and find help while they carry the guy. Jean was saying how Ren and him can like switch off on carrying him and everything. But yeah, it was pretty brutal. Also, the footprint. My initial reaction, I don't know why I said I don't know footprints, but I thought it was a elephant Grim, like
Goliath?
Yeah, Goliath. I thought it was one of them, but I actually looked back afterwards and it's just a horse footprint. Like that's it.
Is
so,
it?
Yeah,
Very
it's,
cool. It's
a horse footprint with like a little tiny like diamond kind of thing at the very top. So I mean, it could have like a little claw at the front or whatever. So it could be like a griffin or some kind of horse. Maybe, yeah. A new kind of Grim.
Griffins, they have dragons. Why not throw other Greek mythology in there?
Yeah. I mean, have you read the RWBY comics, the RWBY manga? No. They hint at some incredible Grim in there. Holy crap! Wow. I cannot wait for that. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but they have hinted at some incredible mythical creatures there. I can't wait for them to do a English translation of the manga, so that way people can actually read it themselves.
It already is. You just gotta like, okay.
Right, but they're fan stuff. They're the fan translation stuff, so they could potentially get some stuff wrong. So that's why I'm waiting for the legit English translation of the manga. But yeah, so some kind of horse hoof print. So it could be a Grim. It could be just like the Raiders kind of horse. Something because Raiders attacked them and then Grim kind of followed suit because of the negative energy and everything.
Yeah.
It's a Minotaur.
So skipping through the episode right now just to make sure I don't miss anything. I think that's possibly it. I mean, it was a pretty short episode compared to episode 1.
Yeah, it didn't have as much goodies.
Yeah,
you could say.
Not as much featuring in it.
Oh yeah, the big joke right now is Ruby X Firefly. did you see that? That when she was walking to go see Jean train.
Oh, when she
was like she was like going like this, like like
the
just
only way
like.
I will ship that is if I get fan art.
I saw one that said,
I need fan art first.
I saw one that showed a picture of Ruby and Wheatley, and it says the real White Rose.
Yeah, I saw that one too. Yeah. But yeah, Jean looks like he's improving quite well, and I can't wait to see him in actual combat. Because like the only combat we've seen so far of Ranger was with the Geist. So we never got to see Jean fight there because his armor was being improved and everything off camera.
Yeah, he kind of just ran.
Yeah, he was the strategist. Yeah.
Even in death, Pierce still all over him.
God. So yeah, that's pretty much the episode. So we touched on it a little bit on our theories and stuff, but yeah, what do you guys think next episode will entail?
Maybe it'll show that farm boy that we saw early on in episode 1.
That too, yeah. We never got to see him this episode.
Yeah, I kind of think a little bit on the farm boy, maybe slight updates on Salem and like everyone else, and then
we'll see this.
The rest.
No, it's just the adventures of the farm boy throughout RWBY, and he literally has nothing to do with the plot, and that's just who he is.
Farm boy deserves another season. Deserves his own season.
But yeah, a bunch of theories and stuff saying that the farm boy is like the maid and everything, but to me that doesn't pan out because we actually heard his voice and he's a male, and we know that males can't be maidens, unless
he's just a really, really like deep voiced girl.
But like I strongly think if they are going on the maiden route, he could definitely be the son of like the Spring Maiden or like that kind of thing. I wouldn't go straight to Maiden, like he's Maiden kind of thing. Like I don't know. There is theories out there too that like he's like kind of hiding his true gender to like hide himself.
Some are saying that maybe it's a spell or something that he used to. Maybe that's why he has his throat wrapped up, because he did something to his throat to make him like sound male.
I mean, it could be a variation of like of Neo or like Emerald's powers, how like semblances, how like they can just change their shape and everything. So I can see that happening. That if that was a possibility, like that was their semblance to change gender or whatever, that changed their form. I could definitely see the farm boy being the maiden.
Then we find out it's actually the Pokemon Ditto.
But yeah, so I would like to see a little bit more about the farm boy, definitely. Maybe Ranger's gonna meet up with him, because we were trying to think of like where the farm boy might be, and we're thinking like the Mistral Island, because like that's the most farmland kind of area.
Farmland area, which is like peaceful and stuff.
So
Mistral looks like the Asia of over there, right?
Yeah, more traditional kind of Oriental buildings and people, villages, that kind of stuff.
And the way they greet and everything.
Yeah. I love how I didn't say this in the last discussion, but Ruby integrating Penny's salute is very, very cool. Because Jean has been integrating Pyrrha into his clothing and trying to like as just like a reminder, as love's lost kind of stuff, and then Penny kind of holding on true to Penny, or Ruby holding on to Penny.
I was gonna say Penny holding on to Penny.
Penny holding on to Penny. Ruby holding on to Penny by like just kind of saluting and stuff. And I was trying to.
She kept her sword, right?
That would have been cool, yeah. I wanted to see
added it on to her scythe.
Yeah, I wanted to see if she had any kind of visual style based on Penny.
So we're saying the way her new outfit is similar to Penny's in a way.
Yeah, I guess I can see that a little bit. I definitely have to see like a side-by-side comparison to really know for sure. But yeah, so they're both kind of holding on to their losses, and they're making them, hopefully, making them stronger
so Ruby
in the
has,
process.
Like 3 people integrated into her outfit then. Pyrrha somehow, Penny somehow, and then her mom.
Yeah. Yeah, so I hope for Blake next, because that'll follow suit with the whole,
Maybe we'll see a little bit of
red, white,
Yang,
black, yellow.
maybe, also.
Maybe a hint at the end.
Episode 4.
Yeah, a hint at the end of the episode.
That maybe at the end of the episode we'll see a little bit of Yang. How we saw Weiss.
But that's something about this episode. We never got to see a hint of Blake, so I'm not sure. we might actually have an episode.
Maybe we just get like next episode, which is kind of like just not revolving around Team RWBY, and then we get Blake.
That's true. That's so I was thinking too. Like next episode could be just more Weiss RWBY, and then episode 4 would go back to Blake kind of thing, or whatever. They'll have
like halfway.
Episode.
Maybe they'll do like halfway in the season they switch to Blake and Yang, just to piss everyone off. Like that, right? Wait, how'd you and Yang get here? Well, and then you.
Yeah, so I was looking at the RWBY Reddit thread about like, because I every time a chapter comes out, I always browse there to see theories and everything. Obviously the farm boy maiden thing, that's like a big theory people are talking about, but nothing else. Nobody's theorizing anything else besides like the farm boy maiden, and like just like random kind of not interesting theories. So there's not much going on with theory crafts like community.
I think the theories will come like later on when the volume is developed a little bit further.
And when it's confirmed that farm boy
there's more to dwell on. There's more things to back up your argument.
Because chapter 1 had a bunch.
Farm boy made it, you'll just see everybody on Reddit say, "I told you so," right?
Yeah, because like chapter 1 had a bunch of theory craft stuff happening. With like the 2 empty seats of Salem's council. And like who they might be, kind of thing, or if they are dead, or if they're alive, kind of thing. That was a big theory craft thing. That was pretty cool to read.
That's the 2 seats Ironwood holds.
Yeah, chapter 1 had a bunch of theories. Of course, Farm Boy, because that was chapter 1. But yeah, chapter 2, none like big kind of theories popping up. Because I guess mostly because chapter 2 didn't really have that much. I mean, it was just Weiss and
itself. That's why.
Yeah, the chapter itself was somewhat lighter than the first.
Yeah, because chapter 1 kind of like hit hard and kept going, kind of thing, like showing Salem and company, and then going straight to Ruby team and
it just hits
Ranger.
You hard, just all the way through.
Yeah, and yeah, chapter 2 is just kind of like lighthearted, kind of like
and then near the end you get like a slight feels.
I mean, quite a bit of world building in terms of like the dust embargo and that kind of thing, and like little things here and there that kind of like added to the whole thing, like the village being attacked and everything. But yeah, actually that's a big question too. Like, what do you think Ranger's going to do next? Do you think they're going to go after the bandits, or they're going to keep going on their way?
I don't know. It depends on.
They might go on their way because they don't know who to look for. Maybe they might go after the bandits or run into them in the next episode. Maybe.
I mean, there's
they might run into them, but the bandits might have gotten like extremely far for them to just chase after.
What if they maybe get to the next village before the bandits do, because the bandits are going through what they got, and they go attack that village next?
Maybe, yeah.
And then like they encounter them in that village, like they get there at the same time or something.
Did you guys notice the airship?
Yeah, the old one.
Yeah. In the burned down village, during one of the wide shots, at the background you can see the airship that they were going to go try to catch.
The sailboat one.
Yeah, because in chapter 1, the blacksmith was talking with them, and they said they're going to the next village over because they had an airship, so they could take them to Mistral. And he was talking about how like they lost contact with them a while ago, kind of thing. Because like I guess like scroll kind of service has been shoddy there without the tower being offline. So I like that kind of nod. Like if you're paying attention, like in the background of scenes, like there's the stuff that they talked about is there, kind of stuff. Like the airship like crashed like there. So like yeah, I thought that was really cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not much else to talk about.
There is if we somehow scavenge through each episode frame by frame somehow. And interpret every little thing as a possible plot point.
Because I used to go through the episode and do hidden gems, which I think I might do. But I might do big sections of episodes together. Because Volume 3 I did episode by episode. And there were episodes where there was like nothing. So I definitely will kind of wait for like maybe 5 chapters to come out and then do a hidden gem video of all 5 chapters. But yeah. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Like always, you can click on the description below to go to Build channel or Shadow's channel and go check out their amazing content. As well as all the links that I said in the but the voice actors for Whitley, Jacques, and Klein, their IMDb page for their voice actor, I'll put in the description below for those of you who wish to know more about the voice actors, that kind of thing. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you guys next chapter. See ya.